Thank you for joining us on One. My name is Felicity Ezewike. Today on the program, we have a guest whose face is very familiar in the political scene in Lagos State. He's an author, a publisher, and a trained mechanical engineer. But on the program today, he's joining us in his capacity as the publicity secretary of the All Progressive Congress APC in Lagos State. He's going to be talking about politics, election, and the issues that come with it. Joe Igbokwe. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get started with the issue of election violence. I was almost lynched a couple of days ago by overzealous supporters of your governorship candidate here in Lagos State. So let's kick off on that premise. What is your thought about overzealous supporters and the election as we go forward?
No, you can find kind of people everywhere. It's not peculiar to Lagos. But one thing I wanted to take away this afternoon is that nobody sent them to do what they are doing. So it's described it well, overzealous, trying to help us to win elections,
Yeah, but if what they've done was really good, like it's very public, I'm sure you will, welcome their support as it is. But when they derail, what does the party do to make sure that they can stem their behaviors?
No, what they were doing probably was not official. No, it's just a local campaigns, street to street stuff. Any section of Lagos can do. It's not an official outing. If you're going on an official outing, then we must seek protection because anything can happen in a campaign period. What I want to tell is that nobody asked them to do what they did.
But is there no form of checks for these kind of campaigns? Because, like I rightly said, it's the election period, and there might be bursts of this kind of violence going forward. So what is your party doing? Because there can be happening campaigns without authorization of the party, in the name of the party. Because as something has gone wrong, in my video, I was talking Sanwo-Olu. So what is your party doing to help checkmate this
now you have brought
event?
Now that you have brought it to the fore, now that you have put it on the table, I think when we go to the meetings, we'll pick it up. Because we do have meetings with AGA chairmen, officers of the party, and stakeholders. We put the matter in that people should be mindful of what they do outside in the name of the party. Because you could create an image problem for us or credibility crisis for us. So it's our own duty to sell to our supporters, to tell our supporters to be calm and civil to people, especially to journalists and every other person, even to the opposition. This isn't supposed to be a place, so politics is supposed to be form in the sense that in advanced countries, they take their children to polling booths.
Well, it's really not fun these days.
We're getting there.
You have a lot of jobs in your hand.
In my street, where I go to vote, it's fun. We cook, we drink, we dance on election day. Maybe I will invite you to Martin Street, Ijesha. That's where I registered.
I might not go because I'm scared already.
You shouldn't be scared. This is Lagos. This is Lagos. The land of civilization. You can't find this kind of story in Lagos. It's not.
It happened at TPS terminal. So I really need you to get
it will not happen again. We'll take it up.
We'll
take it up and then make sure it does not happen again.
All right then. Let's
We're sorry for what happened. We're sorry for what happened.
Thank you very much.
It's not going to happen again.
Moving forward now, we talk about the parties and preparedness for the election, especially with ballot box snatching. Pundits say it's not something that happens regularly in Lagos State. But what's your take, and how is your party working with INEC to ensure that we don't have such instances?
It has never happened. I have not witnessed it. You can only see that in rural areas in some states that are not Lagos. You can't do it here. This is the land of civilization, where civilized people live. Don't forget, almost 70% of most civilized Nigerians live in this city. And there are certain things you cannot do here. If you do it, they will capture you. Somebody will capture you and you'll be in trouble. So it's only in the bushes, some states, that you go to do that and run into the forest and nobody's going to see you. You can't even get a signal to call your phone there. So you can't do it here. This is highly a smart city.
Okay,
smart city.
Your party needs to also have its tentacles in these rural communities to ensure.
We have. I don't think there's too many rural communities here in Lagos. We don't have it. That is not wired.
Okay.
There's Wi-Fi everywhere. Wi-Fi everywhere. So but this is a smart city. When I said this is a smart city, I know what I'm talking about. I work with telecom operators, and I know the fibers we have all over Lagos. I work with them for now close to 8 years. So I know what they have in Lagos.
All right. Just recently, your party had a meeting to align, I think that's the word, all faithfuls to the party's 2019 objective. Would you say that that purpose was achieved?
Of course.
Well, there are speculations and allegations by the PDP rather, that some of your members are, are dissatisfied and joining their fold.
How can I describe it now? Okay, when you get to the market to buy this cup, you look for the seller and you ignore the noise of the marketplace. That's the only way I will answer this question. To enter their party to come and do what? Do you still have PDP in Lagos? I doubt. Not in this Lagos.
In your opinion, that meeting actually carried all your party members along?
Of course. But don't forget, there's a big party. Once in a while, you have aggrieved members, especially when you go into primaries and come back. Some people will be aggrieved, just like when you go to a football tournament, probably World Cup. After the World Cup, the winners will emerge. Some people will be weeping. Some people will come out of that football with one leg broken. Some will be on the bench. They won't like it.
So you're saying that your party is in control of all the grievances, because we know there were a lot of them before now.
We may never solve all the problems in this world till the end of age. So these things will come. It's a daily phenomenon. They come. As they come, you deal with it. But if anybody tells you he's going to solve all the problems humanity faces in one day, that person must be a liar from the pit of hell. It can never happen. It can never happen.
Well, you do have valid plans to ensure that, some of these issues in your party is resolved, because you can't have a divided house. Yes, it's a big party, but you cannot have a divided house and expect others to have that sense of confidence to join.
You see, we're not mindful of the fact that this is the biggest party in Nigeria as it were now, and everybody wants to be on the front seat.
Some people will argue with you.
Some people want to be on the front seat. Okay. But some people will be in the front seat. Some people will be in the next seat until you get to the back. But everybody's scrambling for the first seat. Nobody wants to be relegated to the background. And, so you have to manage it. But it's not everybody that's going to be on the front seat. That's the point.
Okay, this is exactly what the People's Democratic Party was saying not too long ago. That they were the biggest party.
No, you say the biggest party because we are the ruling party. That's in that
contest.
That contest. So it's not. I'm not boasting.
Okay.
We control a great number of states in Nigeria, 26, 27 states. And so many LGAs.
Don't you think that maybe there might be a sense of overconfidence because you maybe
APC,
think that you have so much control?
APC is not PDP. We have gamut of civilized people, men of ideas, who have a lot to bring to the table. We are not men that seek power without responsibility, Well, without work. We have come to build and not to loot. We are not looters. We're not thieves. We have come to build this nation from the rot they handed over to us in 2015. They claim that we talk about it too much. You cannot, if you forget what killed your father will kill you. So we talk about it. And we are prepared to do away with the past and move on. Past years of brigandage and open stealing of what people don't need. So what I'm saying is that we have men in APC. That APC is not PDP. We have come to build. and not to loot and to destroy.
Okay, there is this issue of the current governor. There was this, he contested in the primaries and then he lost. And there are allegations that he is not quite happy, but he's just towing party lines. And his supporters are also divided. What are you doing to address it? Because yes, he's come out publicly to talk about, supporting the party, but some pundits will say that he is unhappy with the reality as it is on the ground.
Yes. A civilized man knows when to move on. You cannot be bigger than the party. The party is an institution. The party is the house. You cannot destroy the house. Yes, he will not be happy. He has not, gotten his second term, but there's another day. He's a young man. What we try to do in Lagos is to deepen democracy. To deepen democracy. There's no place in the Constitution where you say you must get 8 years. People get second term because it's a lot. After that second term, you can't come back. But Lagos is not only a place, only one state where some people did not get a second term. It's not a must. But in case of Ambode, he has performed excellently well. A good performer. But
the PDP will disagree with you. They will say, no, he's not a good performer.
I am the publicity secretary in terms of work done.
Yeah, but your job is to speak the good of your party.
No. I'm telling you, you speak the good of the party, you speak the good of the candidate.
Okay, so in your estimation,
it's just one word I will tell you, he did very well, excellently well in putting in terms of leadership, but it's only on human angle that if you're playing the real politics that he failed. And you can't play politics without the people. If we don't have anybody in this country now, nobody is going to do anything. You just have the world and the space. Nobody. You won't see vehicles moving. You won't see anything. So human beings are very important.
All right. Well, we'll take a short break. You're watching One on One with the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress here in Lagos State, Joe Igbokwe. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. We still have in the studio on the program One on One, Joe Igbokwe, the Publicity Secretary of the All Progressive Congress in Lagos State. Thanks, sir, for staying with us. We go straight to the question on the peace accord. There was one at the federal level. We had Buhari sign it, among others, but there was the candidate of the PDP was not at that original signing, although he subsequently signed it. What would you say to that? And before we come to the state level,
it's just a signal to the party, the followers of both candidates and other candidates that you need peace to conduct a free and fair process. That you do not take laws into your hands. That the leaders who signed the peace accord must take it back to the party. And then it filters down to the states, local government, and the world level. That we must have a free and fair process. That the world is watching. Because one man actions can destroy a city. One man's action can destroy a city. That's why we need to, once we have seen our leader, the leader of the party at the national level, Buhari sign, it behoves on all of us to behave ourselves so that we do not compromise democracy and endanger democracy by what we do as party members. Will
there be symbolic signing in the states across the federation of that peace accord? So that aside from the higher level, there's something at the state and local government levels. Is there any plan?
I don't know, but I remember in Osho, the party leaders came together. I think it's still going to do it in states. You call the party leaders, call the candidates, go and speak to your people. It does work. It works, and I hope they will do that also. But we have had sufficient information on that. that if you go to cause trouble, you may ruin the chances of your party winning. But don't forget that people, when they sense that they are going to lose, they want to tear the house down. Because this is a place where the loser knows quite well that he has lost an election. But he wants to pull the house down so that nobody will be...
Well, we certainly hope nobody will be pulling house down because the house is Nigeria and we must do what we can to keep it steady. All right, let's look at the preparedness of INEC. INEC is saying they're set. Is your party confident in the ability of the Independent National Electoral Commission to conduct free and fair elections?
We do our work and they do their own work. We pray that they will succeed. One thing we know is that every 4 years we must go to the polls. So after this one, they have another 4 years to prepare, even though there are still multiple elections, here and there, because of what rigging has cost us. It's not all these states that are going to be on the ballot, in March 2nd. Anambra State will not be there. Osun State will not be there. I'm talking about governorship. Even Ekiti State will not be there. This is what rigging cost us. And those who will participate will do the needful. Like Lagos, will do the needful.
What's your thought on the electoral bill, the assent that has been denied by the president?
Well, I understand there were some issues. There were some things that were not there. Something like the issue of card reader and some other things. I don't know. But they were able to spot it.
Do you think that is a denial for the Nigerian public? Because it's a better law a better bill when it becomes law to address some of the challenges that is inherent in the current Electoral Act.
The people who put it together don't know their motive. You wouldn't know. It may be for personal survival. People do things for personal survival.
So is your assertion that people are working to ensure that they don't sign that bill?
No, if there's something that you notice in the bill, especially when somebody gives you a document to read, you have to sign, you have to read it, otherwise you put yourself in trouble.
Well, they gave it to him 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
If you are still making the same mistake, you have to correct it. You will keep on, if you fail exams, you will take it on. If you go to university, not week pass, they won't give you a week pass. You must pass all the courses before you graduate.
Okay, so
some people take first year, second year courses up to their final year. If you don't, you come back for another semester, or you lose a year. If you fail so many courses, you lose 1 year. So it's something.
What's the word now? Let's just move a little bit away from that and talk about the interviews and the conversations as ongoing on important issues. So far, we've had quite a number of governorship candidates in Lagos State join us here on Plus TV and talk about what their plans are for this state. We're yet to see the candidate of the APC. When is that going to happen?
He's a big man. He's a big man. And
yes, he's a big man, but he's also a servant. He's aspiring to be a servant of the people.
His hands are full. So many things lined up. You won't use that man to equate the me and my wife parties that we have. You know what I mean by me and my wife party? Some of these new parties is owned by husband and wife. They don't have followers. They don't have anything. They are not in this election. They are not contesting. They just want to put their posters outside. But see, you'll be calling him, you won't get it, because he's busy somewhere. They have so many things lined up for him, even in the dead of the night. You don't know what it means to be the governor of Lagos State.
Yeah, but it's important that every avenue to reach out to the people.
No, the timetable is full. So you need to go extra mile to get him, unlike those small ones that are looking for recognition. They will be running to this place. But he is on the streets. That's the difference. He's on the streets. He's everywhere. Every ward out of 371 or 377 wards want to have him around. The business community, religious community, everybody wants him around. So he's a big man, the important man. There's nothing you can do about it.
Okay.
So his hands are full. That's the way I can describe it. And if he has not come here, please pardon him. While we are here, I'm here.
Let's talk about the two candidates for the two contenders, main contenders, so to speak, for the APC and the PDP. There are people who would say that Jimmy Agbaje, in his time before, has a pedigree that is known. Sanwo-Olu is a relatively unknown figure, so to say. What do you make of that position?
I'm surprised that you are coming. Is it because he has contested elections before? This is the third time.
But he's said to have there are things people can see and say these are the things he's put in place that he
has contested elections in Lagos 2 times, and he didn't win. Maybe that was but there are people who are working in the system. Sanwo-Olu has been a banker, rose up to the GM, general manager, was the commissioner for STAB in Lagos, and currently is the chairman of LSDPC.
Yeah, but his background and that of the PDP candidate, some would say, is uneven because of the noted public service that Jimmy Ambode has.
No. He has not. He only owns one pharmacy store in Apapa for 30 years, no branch. What is he going to bring to the table? Nothing. He has no experience, and you cannot play with Lagos with somebody like that.
He nearly beat Ambode in the last election.
165,000 votes. That's the nearest they have come close to win.
But doesn't that make you a bit cautious, knowing that there is a strong competition?
We know what happened.
We know
what happened in 2015. We don't want to talk about it. If we play back what happened in 2015 and we get annoyed and we do it, they won't come out to campaign. But we are not PDP. It will never come near to something like that again. We know the kind of money they brought into Lagos.
Are you undermining the efforts or the capacity of the PDP to give you a run for your money, especially with the public seeming to lean towards the PDP?
The candidate, Jimmy Ambode, has not been accepted by the executive of the party as their candidate.
How do you know that?
Me?
He's already the flag bearer of the party.
Wait now. We know.
How do you know that information? You need to let us know.
See, they have not even accepted his deputy. His deputy was imposed on them from outside, from somebody.
Are you seeing any change in candidates before the election?
Of the party.
The names have been submitted to INEC. So are you
I'm just telling you that you submitted the names, forcefully.
But that's not really, to be honest, sir, that doesn't sound really practical because the names have been submitted already to INEC.
The parties are not on the same page, but leadership of the party are not on the same page.
So how do you have that information that the public don't have?
This is the publicity secretary of APC Lagos.
Well, so this is very interesting.
I get information. See, the only 2 leaders left in APC Lagos is Jimmy Agbaje and Bode George. Unfortunately, 2 of them are not on the same page. So there's no contest. They're just wasting their time.
Is there no distractions in your own party? You keep talking about, the PDP. But first off, you need to tell us exactly.
APC Lagos?
But you need to, first off, how do you know about the information about...
You don't know. Forget about my source of information.
Okay, so what about the distraction in your own party?
Open 24/7. If you're working in a city like Lagos, your eyes will be open 24/7 and ears 24/7.
Okay, obviously you don't want to share that information, but going forward, what about the issues in your own party?
What are the issues? See, Lagosians don't like APC. They don't like PDP.
They're saying some of the commissioners in the APC government currently are unhappy because the incumbent did not get the ticket.
They are there on appointment. They are there on appointment. You wait now. When the governor comes, he will appoint his own people. They are worried about their jobs.
But this appointment...
They are worried about their jobs.
The appointment is not by the APC. It's actually by Ambode, right?
It's from the leadership. It's from the party that he will pick his commissioners. It's not a personal thing. That's once you win.
But their loyalty lies with their principle. Even in your party, you have loyalty to your party leader.
You win election,
don't you think that they will have same loyalty?
When you win an election as a governor, then the list will be on your table for those who work for the party. You're not going to go back to your local government to go and pick the 40 commissioners you want to use to work. There are lists on the table.
Okay, so you mean to say that there is a list of people who will become commissioners in the coming government? If that is, if your party wins the election. You already have that sorted out?
Oh, so you don't know who is going to work with you? And you are just campaigning. So when you finish, you now start looking for them.
What if you lose?
They will wait. If you lose, they will wait. They will know that there is no show.
So you mean these people are going to invest in the process?
If you are going to a war, you prepare very well. You have your plan A, you have your plan B.
You've made some strong assertion. I think that it will increase your credibility if you do tell us some of these, these things.
What's giving me the confidence?
Yeah, it's because you speak with so much confidence.
Okay.
It will give your information more credibility.
Let me tell you. If you place from 1999 to 2015, you place Lagos, Nigeria, 1999 to 2015, Lagos, 1999 to 2015, you will see the difference. We have walked Lagos to the 5th largest economy in Africa from 1999. That is what we are holding on to. We have walked Lagos from a bankrupt state into 1999 because at that time, the bill of Lagos state workers was 1.2 million salaries. But to our generation, it's all
I'm afraid we're almost out of time. Not to interrupt you.
We have moved that state to the 5th largest economy in the world. That's our major.
I doubt a lot of persons will take your word for it without some evidence. But let's just move away from that for a second and talk about this burning issue of billboard destruction. There are allegations that your party is using the power of incumbency to destroy billboards of your opponents, not just the PDP, but other parties. That accusation has come to you over time.
We don't have that character in APC. Because there's no contest.
But why is it that you keep denying that your party members will have such characters when in reality some of them have been caught?
If anybody goes to do that, you are doing it your own peril. We don't need anybody to help us to win this election. And I'm sounding another warning out there. Please, if we are an APC member, we have not asked you to go and remove anybody's billboard.
There should be something more than words.
We don't have, no. If you are caught, you sound another warning first. If you are caught, then you go for it. I am not unmindful of what happened in 2015. We were totally hot in Lagos by PDP. We were totally hot. They destroyed all our billboards and campaign materials in Lagos overnight. It was as if we have won the election.
But people will actually say it will be better and more emphatic if your party does more than say that they are not party to such vandalism.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling the public now. I'm speaking to the public. I say, don't help us to win this election. We have won the election.
Okay.
It's just coronation that we want to go and do. Don't help us. We don't need it. But what I want PDP
Sir, could you answer that question before?
That's what I'm saying now. Okay. Let them try to work with LASA. It's always a problem across Nigeria to make sure you don't circumvent. There's an agency that's backed by law to regulate signage in Lagos. Be on the same page with them. Don't just go out of the street to put wherever you want to put, without seeking their attention, whether they want this thing.
But they say even when they've gotten this permission, that this thing still happens.
It's not true. No, you can put, people tear posters. Even our own, I see it. People don't like your face, they will tear the posters. If you're going there, you will see it. It's neither here nor there.
Well, we
live with this.
We'll need to wrap up on that note of caution. We'll need to wrap up on that note of caution. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
Hope to see you again soon. Maybe before the elections again.
I will always come.
All right. Thank you very much for watching. We will be back again on One on One with another guest subsequently. My name is Felicity Ezewike. Do take care.